We've got a confirmation of quorum, do we, Mr. Yates?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order, and I'm going to acknowledge that we are located on the traditional territory of the Lakwatuk people. Can I get a motion that the agenda for November 8th, 2023 regular meeting of the Strathcona Gardens Commission be adopted as presented?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? It's carried. We don't have any petitions or delegations, do we, today? No. And get a motion that the minutes of the regular meeting of the Strathcona Gardens Commission held June 14th, 2023 be adopted as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? It's carried. Any business arising from the minutes? Not seeing any. Any public considerations? Not seeing any. So let's get to the meat of what we're going to. I don't have a report. So staff reports. So can we have a motion that the report from the Chief Administrative Officer be received on the Strathcona Gardens 2023 Key Performance Indicators? I'm assuming there's going to be a staff presentation on this as well? Yes. Okay, great.
Move received.
Thank you. Thank you. Staff, go ahead.
Can you pull that up, Edith? Okay. Just in one of our previous meetings, we did a KPI, like an overall KPI, and we added some emphasis on how we wanted to improve access for the community during the summertime for their kids. And we just have a quick update regarding the summer highlights from that. Next slide, Edith. So these are based on registration numbers. The camps, I believe, it was 4 to 5 days in duration. We had 192 participants in the arena camps, 284 in pool camps, 27 skating lessons over the summer, and then 757 swimming lessons over the summer. Certification courses that goes along with our promoting lifeguards was 75, and fitness classes for July and August were 1,658 participants. Next. And then I'll just let Sarah speak to the pools, and then Craig will speak to the arenas.
Thank you. So we had really great feedback from the public for the expanded service and offerings from the pool in the summer. So we remained open throughout August which offered public swim access for an extra 3 weeks on the year. Our university students returning from leave of absences allowed us to maintain fairly long operating hours throughout that time. So we continue to offer evening swims Monday through Thursday through the summer. We had 75 participants go through our life-saving program. So those are potential additional 75 lifeguards moving into our hiring pool. And we filled 3 full-time positions and 5 new part-time positions through the summer. Through our Island Health Community Wellness Grant, we actually completed programs throughout the region. So we trained lifeguards from supporting the camps on Quadra Island. We were in Cayucot doing several community water safety programs, and at Miracle Beach doing a water safety presentation for at the provincial park. Next slide. So at Miracle Beach, that was part of Life Saving Society National Drowning Prevention Week. So that's a partnership with our governing body from the province and nationwide, doing water safety awareness. And so that's just bringing attention to that drowning is still a factor in our communities, and that we can all play a part in mitigating that.
Thank you, Sarah. We also had another very successful summer in the arenas, both on ice and on the dry floors. I'll just talk a bit about what we did on ice through the summer. Along with the camps and the lessons that Robin had mentioned earlier, we were able to offer public drop-in skating, everyone welcome skating and pond hockey and stick and puck on Sundays throughout the summer. And then one of the things we did in mid-August During an Environment Canada heat wave warning, we opened up the arena seating areas for anyone needing to cool off during our regular operating hours. And the major ice users, ones like the Campbell River Storm and the Skating Club, we were able to offer training and they were able to offer continued training and programming to all their members. And with us being open, it also allowed us to open up to a lot of the users that wouldn't normally use our facility, like people from the North Island and other parts of the island. And we even attracted a group from Calgary that hosted a goalie school. And looking forward to next summer, we plan on expanding our summer camps and incorporating the new skating school bus. This vehicle is going to give us the mobility and freedom to offer many more activities outside of just within the arena. Next slide, please. Pickleball. Pickleball, you guys probably know it's one of the fastest growing sports in the country, and we're enjoying that at our facility. People really enjoy coming to Strathcona Gardens to play pickleball because the variables of playing outside that you would encounter, like it being too hot or windy or raining, it just doesn't happen inside. And we're constantly receiving positive feedback on our scheduling and registration process that we offer. Throughout the summer, we had 176 court rentals. So that means most often there's 4 people playing pickleball at a time. So 176 times we had 4 people on the courts. And then just to put it into context how much it's grown from the year before, our 2022 annual one-day tournament that we have, we had 40 people in 2022. This year we opened it up to 2 days and we had 106 people compete in that tournament. And then if you add that to the 4 people playing 176 times, we had over 800 people play pickleball this summer at Strathcona Gardens. Next summer, we're looking at programming beginner lessons and possibly even adding a social to one of the evenings of the annual tournament. Thank you.
And in our fitness programs, so traditionally we would scale back our fitness program offering through the summer, and the rehab programs would continue at the outdoor pool. And we were able to continue offering our rehabilitation programs at Strathcona Gardens throughout the whole summer. And in addition to that, we maintained our existing programming, and we were able to see much higher numbers than we anticipated. So it was a forecast of 80% drop off of people who would like to continue in their programs through the summer. And in reality, we only had a 20% drop off of our numbers from spring through to summer. So very well received and a much needed service for the public.
And
Go ahead. Yeah.
Just before we get to the questions, we are committed to providing that service in July and August, and we are working around schedules for the working families in the town to sort of program and schedule staff around, acceptable drop-off times and pickup times, and we're going to continue to expand, and it's grown over the last 2 years, and I'm expecting next summer to improve on the numbers that we just showed you.
Excellent. Any questions from the various commissioners? Nobody. Okay, I have a question. I think the last time we spoke, we talked about capacity issues for staffing. Is that improving now? So you can deliver these programs?
Due to our giving assistance and promoting our lifeguard courses, we've got I believe we're a full complement of full-time lifeguards right now. We've got, we're always looking for new people because the young kids move around, but we do have almost a full complement of part-time staff, and our numbers from last year to now, I want to say we've added, at least 3-4 hours a day, 7 days a week to our previous programming and accessibility to the community.
Okay, anything further? So let's vote for receipt. All in favor? Any opposed? It's carried. Thank you very much, staff. Now we have another report. A motion to receive the report from the Chief Administrative Officer be received regarding the adjustment to schedule of fees, charges, and rentals.
Move receipt.
Second.
Thank you. Do staff want to present on this?
I'll just give a quick overview. So that we've just made a couple of adjustments to the fees, charges and rentals bylaw, just to add some language and give us a little bit more control over, we've had an increase of people doing cancellations, last minute cancellations, and we've scheduled, we've programmed, we've booked space, and just people are very good at the online bookings, and then they cancel last minute. So we just wanted to make sure that we can control that narrative, and then hopefully that issue cures itself. We've had, over the last couple of years, an increased amount of users that sort of leave behind very messy spaces that they've booked and rented. And I don't mean like full garbage cans. I mean, there's food in places where there shouldn't be, food on the ceilings, that sort of thing. We've had people go out and do a skate and leave a pet in a dressing room, and there's been a fairly big mess to clean up after. So, we wanted to be able to address those issues, and having those fees in there do address that with the users. And then just late fees, same thing. We do have people that want to overstay their booking, and it becomes an issue in the evening when staff need to prepare the arena for the next morning for kids. And then just an addition of professional administration language. That fee was always in the bylaw. We wanted to add some language because there is a liability component to that. We've had an increased number of, for example, we've had an increased number of people give swimming lessons in our facility that aren't associated with the gardens. They're not staff, and we don't know if they're certified. We don't know if they're teaching a certified course. If something happens, whether it's in our facility or outside of our facility, there could be a liability issue. So we just wanted to create some language so that we can collect some documentation to confirm that they are providing a regulated course and service.
Okay. Any questions from the commissioners on receipt? We do have a follow-up motion after this. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Carried. So we have two alternatives that we recommend approval of charges. Changes being proposed in the draft amendment bylaw attached to September 8th, 2023 report from the Chief Administrative Officer, or something else. Does anyone want to move one or the other?
I'd move item 1.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Now we have the Strathcona Gardens Recreate project update, and that the report from the Chief Administrative Officer be received.
Move receipt.
Second.
Oh, I think that was Commissioner Kerr. Okay, is there anything more from staff on this one?
Well, I was just reading my emails during the break, and I saw that the generous folks at Campbell River supported waiving our development cost charges and DCCs and burglar permits. So very grateful for that.
Oh.
Thank you. That's awesome news. I just got that. So that's great. And we passed our boring bylaw. So we're off to the races here. We're doing our work with tendering right now in preparation or early in the new year. Technically speaking, when you adopt a bylaw, there's a quashing period. To say there's a very slim chance that bylaw gets quashed is being quite liberal. So we're good to go. And we've got the arena designed. We got the pool designed. We have the arena underway, and we'll be out tendering and construction in the first quarter of 2024. So we're quite excited, and I think it's been years and years and years. And since this crew got here, it's almost like 1 year to the date, and we're ready to put shovels in the ground. So that's pretty exciting. So credit to everybody here.
Is there a communication strategy that's going out on this? Just out of curiosity, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind,
through the chair and the CAO to the commission members, yes, I'm so grateful that we're working with communications. I believe Elaine is here today. We have a communications plan. We have set up a website that provides updates for every single step that we have completed to the project and the next step. So I encourage this group and also the public to actually look at those updates that we have. And we will be communicating with regards to the permitting process as well. So that's something that is coming up and something we're working with the City of Campbell River.
Excellent. I think Mayor Dahl or Commissioner Dahl and I were at the hydro update, and Hydro was explaining that they had a viewing area for all the work they're doing seismically at John Hart, and it's very popular with people to actually come and watch the work. I'm just sort of suggesting, and I know a lot of projects, they fence it off and you can't see what's going on, but eventually you may want to consider that. Did that make sense to you? You're looking very confused.
No, I'm not. I'm actually very familiar with the software that they use to actually show how construction progresses. It's just an additional cost to the project that we didn't include in the past.
Let's not spend more money, but if you can figure it out as it goes, there you go.
I think that's something that we could accommodate, because I think the people that are going to be using the facility and hearing the noise, we have to have protective fences, but they would, they'd love to be able to physically see the progress on their way in and out. So that's something that I can talk to Wolf about and we could look at for sure.
Okay. So any further discussion on this? Okay, all in favor of receipt? Any opposed? It's carried. Wow, we're getting down to the last one. Strathcona Gardens service limits. Now we want a motion to receive the report from the Chief Administrative Officer.
Move receipt.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, is this going to be Mr. Yates' report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the report basically talks about the current limits to the service as documented with the province. And I guess in a nutshell, we're suggesting that, not that this is necessarily something that is only looking forward to, but I think in the past there has been some confusion over this as well, that the letters patent and bylaw really speak only to facilities rather than programs. And so I think it would be wise to consider that before we get too far along with the Recreate program, because I anticipate there will be more of those issues that have to be resolved. And so we're suggesting that a further report to look at what are the options available to us to maybe look at amending the service so that it is more in line with what is actually happening and what is proposed to be happening. So that's the recommendation.
Are there questions from the commissioners? I see Mr. Kerr is looking interested.
You were wrong.
Okay, well, no further discussion then. All in favor of receipt? Any opposed? That's carried.
There's an item there.
And we've got a motion to follow. Okay, Mr. Rice?
Move recommendation that a further report with recommendations to address the current limitations of the Strathcona Gardens service be prepared for review by the Commission.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. We don't have any bylaws, thank goodness. We have correspondence. Can I have a motion that the October 30th, 2023 correspondence regarding the October 30th, 2023 Czech news broadcast be received?
Move receipt.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Anyone want to say anything about this?
Just that we got a lot of positive response from Czech hosting at the facility there. So we thought, any good news is welcome to share. So, yeah, I know they did 2 spots in Campbell River and one was at the Gardens, and it was got lots of good correspondence back. So good feedback.
Well, congratulations, staff, for running a great facility. Anything else? All in favor of receipt? Any opposed? Well, now we need a motion to move into closed session, that the report from the Chief Administrative Officer, I'm having a hard time with that word today, CAO be received.
Move receipt.
As seconder? Thank you, Commissioner Dahl. All in favor? Any opposed? It's carried. And that the meeting be closed to the public to consider matters deemed to fall within the parameters of Section 91C, N, and O of the Community Charter. Move? Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? It's carried.